Gentlemen, what does it mean to be active to you? I used to think that to be active I had to have a gym membership and a fitness plan. Although my job was physically active for the most part, I didn't feel very healthy. I'd been doing the same thing for over 20 years, and over time I didn't have much energy for physical exercise at the end of my day. Some days I would feel completely drained and my back was aching most of the time. I knew that exercise would help, and even though I had a gym membership, I didn't go. What a waste of money that was. As time went on, I became more and more miserable. I got stuck in a rut, and it didn't happen overnight. It took a couple of years to get to the point where I was consistently feeling so low and unmotivated that eventually I was diagnosed with depression. That was one of the darkest and most upsetting times in my life, because I felt like I wasn't managing it anymore, and I wasn't. Becoming less active was a symptom of my condition, and I didn't notice it because it was becoming a habit, and it was a bad one. The crazy thing is, it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to get to the point of depression for me to realize what was happening, but it did. That's the thing about depression. It creeps in, and unless you have some solid defenses and mechanisms and good habits in place to maintain and achieve a happy and healthy lifestyle as a whole, which includes physical activity, getting out of that rut that you're stuck in might be more difficult than you think. Then, before you know it, you're dealing with depression, just like me. It can happen really very easily. I simply wasn't aware of what it meant for my mental wellness that I was being so inactive. My recovery taught me that you need a strategy, a kind of recipe, if you like. A strategy to maintain a balance which works for you will also help you to improve your life as a whole if you're not suffering with depression or some kind of mental wellness issue. Part of that strategy is physical activity. Even if it's walking to the end of your road or even around the block for 10 minutes in a day, that's activity too. You don't have to spend hundreds of pounds on a gym membership just to be classed as being active. My point is, you don't have to be able to run a marathon to be active either. It's about being mindful of your limits and not doing so much that you fall backwards. My recovery also taught me that my level of activity was like a thermometer, a gauge of how well I was feeling. If one day I was able to get out of bed and walk around the block for 10 minutes, great, superb. As time went on, I used some other tools that therapy and coaching taught me, and I was able to do more. And over time, the level on that thermometer, on my gauge, increased. As my mental wellness improved, I became more active. I want you to have the tools to be able to take control of your life and make it better, in whatever way that means for you. That's why I became a life coach for men. And it's why I've created the Better Mental Wellness Workshop for men. Because men need this. In this workshop, you're going to learn about all the tools which I used during my recovery. They helped. They can do the same for you. These are the tools which I use and still use today like a recipe to move towards achieving the goals that I've set for myself. The effect that these tools have had on my life means that I'm now more active, and as a result I feel much, much happier, and I feel much healthier too. Even if you're not dealing with depression, you want more out of your life, whether that's more energy, more time, more balance, a new direction, and the motivation and the discipline to go in that direction and succeed. This workshop is also for you. The tools are also useful because guess what? I'm using them to do exactly that myself now that I've recovered. Click on the link below. It'll take you to a website where there's another video which will explain more about the workshop. And there's also some testimonials there from people who have benefited from my previous workshop. Go and take a look, watch the video, and I'll see you there. Stay well, stay mindful.